What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Mythic Legion's Deluxe Legion Builder. This is the Barbarian. This is a Legion Builder that I did pre-order through the Four Horsemen pre-order for Mythic Legion. So this cost me about, I think it was like, what, 26 bucks, I think at the time, 27 bucks, something around there. It was quite a while ago, so you will have to apologize for my loose memory here. He does come with accessories. He comes with a brand new head sculpt. He does have kind of mix and match pieces. He is on that Wave 1.0 body-esque. He is using the Magnus upper torso with the Magnus belt area. 1.0 kind of crotch covering piece. A 1.0 legs, arms, feet. So it's kind of like a Frankenstein body, if you will. The axe right here you see, he does not come with. It's just a custom 3D printed axe I've had for years. That's been sitting there. I finally got around to painting. He does come with this axe. He comes with a sword. It's a very large sword. I'll show it in a second. It's not the specific sword because for some reason, I've had these figures for over a month and I have misplaced mine. It's somewhere around here, but I don't seem to have it. He also does come with a trident, which is very nice. You can remove the top part of the trident if you want to put something else on top of there. You can, but I don't think I'm going to have him using this trident. I think I'm just going to have him using two axes, or what I might do is I might have him wield this 3D printed sword that I have all painted up. So the figure itself looks very cool. He also does come with two pauldrons, which I don't think I'm going to have him wear. These are just 1.0 pauldrons, or the smaller, lighter armor pauldrons from the heavier armor. And they just plug right into his back like we are used to with most pauldrons. I'll just pop them on so you guys can see what he will look like with them on. I don't really think these pauldrons necessarily fit the aesthetic. I feel like they're a little bit too regal for him, but it's kind of a mix and match, whatever your poison is. They still look nice regardless whether you want to have them on here or not. I have noticed that some of the pauldrons, like, what was it, on some of the newer upper torsos, they've been a little bit harder to plug into the back, as I do this in real time here, with no editing. I have noticed that they've been kind of harder to plug in to the back, but it's still pretty simple to get it in, no big deal there. And he looks pretty official with them on or off. I just kind of prefer them with them off. I feel like there's a lot of characters that have pauldrons, and a Barbarian's not necessarily maybe one that really needs it. I can understand like somebody like Atlas having them. He's kind of a main character, but just a Legion Builder guy, I don't think he would really want it. And when you have the pauldrons off, you get such a better range of motion in that head, so much more maneuverability. You can get some different expressions. Like you can really tilt that head a lot more to kind of get him in maybe like a confused dog look. The horns on the helmet are a new sculpt. The head itself is a new sculpt as well. It's not the same as the dwarf Deluxe Legion Builder head. It does differ. The beard is a separate piece that is connected to the helmeted piece. So I wonder if in the future we'll see different mouthpieces attached to these helmets for future Legion Builders. I think that would be pretty cool. We do tend to see a lot of bearded, and I'm a bearded man myself, bald and bearded, but I would love to see some clean-shaven. We don't get too many clean-shaven people other than, like, what was it, the vampires and such. I would like to see, well, I guess some of the elves too. I guess I retract my previous statement here after looking at my shelf for a second. But you can twist these horns downward. Mine are a little bit stiff. But I have seen reviews where people have twisted these downward. There we go. I just kind of had to pop it loose a little bit. As you can see, it kind of took some paint off of that, but you can twist these down. You can leave one up, one down. That's a little unique right there. You could, let me try and pop that off. There we go. You can put them both downward if you want to. You can put them further down if you want to. It's up to you. I think this looks a little bit more evil. You could put them backwards if you wanted to. That would be quite the unique look right there, wouldn't it? Oh, man. But, I mean, you could do whatever you want with them. You could even de-peg these, I think. I think these might be the same horns that the Dwarf Legion builder came with that were in the front of the Dwarf's head. But I still think it looks pretty cool just kind of having them upward like that. I think that looks pretty nice just like that. Let me just get these out of his hands here. I like this axe. I've always kind of liked this axe. This is I want to say a Wave 2.0 axe that came with the skull attachment that you could put on there or take off. I always like that touch that you could take the skull off or on. It kind of gives it more range as far as what characters you want to give that axe to. It doesn't just have to be baddies or barbarians or whatever. You could even give that to like a mage or whoever, you know, anybody. But the body itself looks really cool. This might actually be one Legion builder that I might not actually custom paint. Maybe I might add a couple accents here and there, but I'm really on the verge of just saying, no, I think he's good the way he is and leave him alone. I am still tempted to kind of at least paint this crotch covering piece just because it is pretty much all one color of like a darker, deep brown. You'll notice that it is kind of like almost a metallic, I want to say like a metallic gray or like almost like I don't even know how to explain it. In certain lights, it looks almost like a metallic, like grayish with a copper. I don't know, like a deep, dark copper. It's kind of a cool little thing that you can notice that little bit there. But I've always liked this Magnus chest piece. It looks really cool. And I love this new belt, the Magnus belt too. Looks really nice. You can de-peg everything here. You can take the horns off, and I'll just kind of break the figure down. You can pop the head off if you want to, and there's the inner sculpt of the head, and you can see it's a separate piece from the helmet just by the seam right there. That's what he looks like with no horns on, and there's the back. You can take the neck peg off. It's a separate neck peg. Take that off as well. You can de-peg the arms. I would definitely recommend heating the arms up. You can de-peg them here. You can detach them from the elbows as well, and the wrist if you want to. You don't have to, it's just an option. You can de-peg the waist, and I like to kind of do that rotational swivel just because it helps loosen up that middle peg. And then you can remove the loincloth or armor, leg armor, thigh armor, and then the loincloth now, which, there you go, that's the loincloth. You can also remove the legs from the lower torso, so if you want to switch torsos, you could. Remove the knee from the thigh, the ankle peg from the leg, and the foot from the ankle peg. So you can really tear this guy down to bare bones, the bare minimum. I wouldn't worry too much about these snapping. I don't think I've ever had one of these snap. The only ones that I've ever seen people have snappage issues with are the Wave 1.0s, and I feel like for the most part I haven't seen too many people complain about breakage issues with Mythic Legions, especially going into the future. So you shouldn't have to worry too much about that, and that's really the funnest thing about Mythic Legions is not only the cool looking characters, the sword and sandals kind of universe that you get, but it's also the customization and the swappability. I think that's really what drives a lot of the action figure sales for the most part. But popping these back on right here, and let's just stick with our swivel here and pop until we hear a little. We're gonna hear that pop. Are you on there? He's on there. Oh yeah, he's on there. He just didn't pop. Okay. All right, so got that back on. Let's get the neck back on here. And boom, shalak lock, boom. There's the front of the neck. You can kind of see some sculpting here for the neck portion right there. And then we'll pop that head back on. We'll put our horns back in. And he is good to go. Yeah, I really like this. I really like this setup. I think it looks really good. I'm glad that they used a little bit of newer pieces here for the Legion builder. And I really like this new head sculpt for him. And it's nice to always get more Noble Bear clan members. Noble Bear clan, I want to say, you know what was my original favorite faction? I want to say it's kind of 1A, 1B with Noble Bear Clan and Xylona's Flock. I really think that those are my two absolute favorite factions. And it's a nice addition to that faction. So here really quick, I just kind of want to see what he'll look like with this kind of custom, not the best 3D printed sword ever, but, you know, it is a 3D printed sword. It's still a shame that we can't get these Wave 1.0 bodies to really two-hand a sword looking naturally. You can kind of get them to do it, but you really kind of have to push the joints, and they're really going to be like kind of at their max if you want to get them two-handing, and it doesn't look too natural. So hopefully in the future we can get them to be able to two-hand their swords with some of these 1.0 bodies. It would be nice to be able to do that. But yeah, maybe I will have him with this sword. I don't know. Well, no. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you, yes or no with this sword? I kind of went for a different type of theme. Black, red, and green. I don't know what I was thinking here. But, yeah. Here he is holding his spear. So there he is. He can hold the spear. He can two-hand the spear, which is always welcomed. Let's get him to two-hand that spear like so. Pop that into place so you can have him about to jabby pokey somebody. Jabby pokey you. Get this leg bent. And these figures are, you know what, for as much limitations as they do have with certain areas, they are still so much fun to play around with. And like, damn, that looks good, right? It's just like a very simple pose. It's nothing crazy, but that just looks really good right there. I mean, it's not even anything crazy. Just simple. Use those ankles, and bam, there you go. You could have him with the trident, or you could have him with his axe, and there we go. I could have him with his axe. Maybe he's just an axe man. He's just an axe man. Going to ask you a question. You know how that goes. So we could do that. Have him hike that axe up. He's about to. There you go. Slice and dice. Choppy. Choppy, your pee-pee. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Attitude Era popped in. I also have another little piece. I have this kind of orcish looking edged weapon. I don't even know what to call that. My dog is freaking out right now. So I could have him with this. There's a lot of different options that I have. Maybe we could do a little bit of Hamlet here. You know? Let's see what we got here. To be or not to be? That is the question. Okay. I'm sorry. I failed you all as a reviewer. I had to go find Morgulus. I had to steal Morgulus for a minute. But this is essentially the same sword that he comes with. It's just like all kind of like a graphite gray, essentially, is what he comes with. He does come with this sword. It's like a darker gray color, all one color. Couldn't find mine. I probably put it in storage somewhere because I wasn't going to use it for him. So yeah, blame me for that one. But I did want to show at least everything he came with. Last little piece that he comes with is the old belt that I've actually noticed that some of the newer figures are not coming with anymore. So it's actually nice that at least we're still getting these. I think I'd rather get them than not have them for more weapon storage, excuse me. So I probably will be using this with him so he can kind of hold everything, whether it's the axe going in the loop or maybe even the sword going in the loop for his back. At least it'll fit on there and he can have some storage for himself. There's a multitude of ways that you can put this on. You could either cross draw it or you can put it on his waist. You'll just have to pop the head off if you want to do that. And then obviously you want to just take the axe off here and just slide this through over the head. And then there's your cross draw if that's what you want to do. And then we'll get our head back on there. Kabuki. And then we'll put our sword in there. Kaduki. And there you go. Now he's got a sword on his back and an axe in his hand. And he's ready for an adventure. Let's go. Let us go forth, men, on an adventure. As far as his articulation does go, his head can swivel side to side. It can pivot very well. So really good range of motion in that head pivot for the, even with this beard. He can look up pretty good too. So good job there. He can look down pretty decently, and that's neutral. So he can look down a little bit, boop, just enough. Let's see if he's got jive turkeys. Oh, we got some turkeys up in here. Arms go up about that far. Arms go down. Full 360 rotation in the arm if you needed to. Single bend at the elbow, which is just under 90 degrees. Swivel at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. Lateral hinge joint right there on both sides. So lateral on both sides. I did notice a little bit of paint is rubbing off onto the wrist here from the gauntlet, so just, you know, be aware of that. Legs can go, oh wait, didn't do the torso. Torso swivel, even with the silly sword in the way. Let's get that out of here. Torso swivel, he can pivot a little back and forth, and he can crunch forward and back a little bit. The belt does get in the way of the crunch just because of the way it's sculpted. Legs go forward, legs go back. He does have an upper thigh swivel, a single jointed knee, I almost said elbow. Swivel at the knee as well, not elbow. Pointy toe, pointy heely, ankle pivot, and ankle swivel. So you've got not only male, you've got male, but you've got articulation. That is pretty decent on him. And he can always just stand normally if you need him to. Boom, shalak-lak, boom. All right, first up, as far as size comparisons go, we've got two G.I. Joe Classifieds figures here. And this is how they stand with the Mythic Legion. I actually think this fits in pretty well. Obviously, maybe you don't want to mix the two, but here's how they stand with Duke on the left, and then you got Zartan on the right. Okay, next up, we've got two NECA figures. On the left, we've got the Defenders of the Earth Phantom. And then on the right, we've got the new NECA Ultimate Stalker Predator. Okay, next up, we've got two Motu figures. On the right, we've got a Motu Classics Hurricane Hordak. And then on the left, we've got the Super 7 Thundercats Lion-O. All right, next up, we've got two Articulated Icons Ninjas. On the right, we've got the Martial Artist. And on the left, we've got the Dark Ninja. Okay, next up, we've got two Black Series action figures. We've got the Deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett on the right. And then on the left, we've got X-Wing pilot Luke. Okay, and next up, we've got two Valaverse action figures. We've got on the left, the Urban Trooper. And then on the right, we've got Condor. Okay, and next up, we've got two McFarlane action figures. On the right, we've got Three Jokers Red Hood. And then on the left, we've got Spawn's Soul Crusher. Okay, next up, we've got two SH Figure Arts action figures. We've got Darth Maul on the right, and then on the left, we've got Kamen Rider Black RX. Okay, next up, we've got two Marvel Legends. On the left, we've got Shocker from the Retro Carded series, and then on the right, we've got the 3-pack Wolverine, and Wolverine's currently making the same face I make every time I stub my toe. Okay, and finally, last up, we've got 2 comparisons with fellow Mythic Legions action figures, and we've got 2 Sirs here. On the left, we've got Sir Gerard, and then on the right, we've got Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. Okay, so for my final thoughts on the Deluxe Barbarian Legion builder, I gotta say, man, I really actually like this guy more than I thought I was going to. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with a 2 thumbs up here. I would definitely recommend picking him up, especially if you want to army build. Try to gauge how many you're going to buy. If you want to just buy one, customize it, and call it your own character, by all means, go for it. Do whatever you want. You know, it's your collection, your toy. Live life however you want to do that. Personally, I like the figure. I actually like the simplicity of him with this particular character. Like I said, I might paint a couple little details here and there, but I really kind of want to keep him more of just an army builder type of guy. I don't know if he, unless I get another head sculpt for him, if I would really retain him as anything other than Legion builder. I think he fits that perfect mold as being an army builder. And yeah, same articulation, range of motion as the other characters that we've gotten from, and other releases that we've got from Mythic Legion. So nothing too crazy there. I really like the different range of motion in the head. That's pretty good. I think that's actually much improved. The way the head sits on that neck peg is perfect. I like pretty much everything he comes with. Even the trident that he does come with is very nice. So if you wanted to have him with a more of a ranged weapon, you could. Or you can go the custom route, which I did, and kind of give him 2 custom weapons. And this is pretty much how he's going to be beefed out. As far as anything else goes, I don't really have any issues. Like I said, 2 thumbs up. Go check him out. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Okay, I guess you could say I lied. But yeah, so I started painting one little thing, and then all hell broke loose, and I started painting a bunch of stuff. And so here we are. I painted all of just the rivets and everything, and all of even the battle damage. I painted that kind of silver just to pull out some of that sculpt that's really being lost without any paint apps. And same thing with the dwarf and the gladiator. I feel like, you know, with these Legion builders, you can really, if you can afford to get a couple, I really feel like if you just throw a couple more paint apps on there, it really does make the figure that much more lively. Now this is like such a different type of figure here. I might have to go back and paint some of these rivets on here, and maybe paint this, you know, brown, and that'll make this axe look completely different. You know, it's just, so basically what I did is I ramble on here, trying to cut myself off before I go off on the tangent. I painted the loincloth a brown. It's almost like a reddish brown color. Did the same thing with the fur going all the way around that reddish brown. And then I just kind of went to town with this, what's it called? It's called a natural steel. It's model color, acrylic colors, natural steel. It works really well. Also, another substitute for it, even though it's a little bit darker, is this Tamiya color, metallic gray, XF56, and the natural steel one is this model color. So if you're looking to, you know, look for some natural steel color, I would go with the model color natural steel one. If you're looking for something a little bit darker with maybe brighter characters, then I would definitely go with the metallic one. But for this one, I kind of mix and match. So with the helmet, what I was trying to do was, I might go back over this helmet with these spikes. I ended up painting them black, and I went over with the natural steel and didn't really pull any of the spikes out. So I painted them all black, and it's almost like you can't even tell that I painted them black because the helmet is such a dark metallic plastic that it's tough to tell. So with the helmet, what I did was I actually went with a green, like it's like an olive drab green with the line work, and damn, did it pull out a lot of that detail just in the helmet, as you can see here. And then I'm flipping around to the back, some more added detail. I might go ahead and paint all these rivets that natural steel color, and just to pull some of that more of that sculpt out, and maybe I'll do some update video or update photos on my Facebook page and my Twitter and my Instagram, and then you guys can check that out if you want to. But that's pretty much all I did, man. I just painted some rivets, you know, all these little rivets, these little clasps for the belt area, and that's pretty much it. Here, I'll just bring his arm up. I painted all of that, and the chainmail on the legs. Very simple. Even painted some of the scraping detail right there. And I don't know, it's just like you get in the zone and you start, not the auto zone, but you get in the zone and you start painting one thing, and then you want to just keep painting a bunch of other stuff, and you're like, okay, what else can I find on him that I can make look different in some way or unique. And obviously the more paints I get, the more unique these figures will start to look, especially the Legion builders. But I'm really having a lot of fun doing this, and I feel like it's kind of finding a new happy place for me, because I was really actually worried that I was going to start ruining figures, because I'm no painter. But I'm trying, and hopefully you guys enjoy this little added bonuses that I pop in here. Try not to keep these more than 5 minutes. I've already gone over that, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this little updates at the end when I do customize something. It's not going to be in every review, but I try to add it in when I can. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys on the flip side.